Stephon Diggs, just days after Adam Thielen expressed some real emotion about how the Minnesota Vikings offense is performing in a post-game candid interview, who we've said on numerous occasions, Adam Thielen, one of the most competitive humans we've ever been around. You have to be to get to the NFL from where he got to the NFL. To want to drive yourself, to literally work out by yourself, get better by yourself, bet on yourself, pay to get into a workout for the regional combine. Ain't nobody making it. You have to have a drive and a competitiveness unbeknownst to mankind. Adam Thielen has that. So when their offense struggles and he doesn't get the ball a lot, and after all they've been through and after the expectations, he expressed a little bit of an emotion after the game about, hey, we can't just rely on Dalvin Cook, who has had an incredible year thus far, to run for 175 yards and only win that way. We got to complete some passes. Everybody has seen the way Kirk Cousins has played. They started burying Kirk Cousins for that situation. They're like, well, that's a shot at Kirk Cousins, obviously. Adam Thielen comes out and says, no, but it's in a broad sense. We're talking about football. Mike Zimmer then says he's got to pull the trigger more. He's got to do this. He's got to do that. We think he's a good quarterback, but he's got to do a little bit of this. Everybody is acknowledging potentially that Kirk Cousins is struggling. Hadn't heard a thing from Stephon Diggs. Not a single word was said by Stephon Diggs. Then Stephon Diggs let his actions do the talking for him. Just didn't show up to work. Middle of the week, Wednesday, by the way, is your first real day for the next upcoming week. It's when your team meeting is. It's whenever they set up the keys to victory. It's your first day installing plays that you want to do against your next opponent. It is the day that you need to really, it's the first day of the week, basically. It's Monday in an NFL season. He doesn't show up. Just says, nope, not coming. So it's a non-injury reason he missed practice. I assume he's going to be fined for this. He might be confused by it, like Antonio Brown. Whenever you miss practice, you get fined. That's just the way it goes. But I think this is speaking very loudly, by the way. Then it started rumoring that Stephon Diggs once traded, and we all know how that has been playing out with players nowadays. If they want traded, normally they're going to get out, unless you're Jalen Ramsey or potentially Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs, without saying anything, has maybe made the biggest impact on this story about Kirk Cousins out of anybody else. Adam Thielen had an entire press conference. Mike Zimmer had an entire press conference. Kirk Cousins went on the Kirk Cousins show and apologized to everybody, the state of Minnesota, and Adam Thielen for not getting him the ball. And then Stephon Diggs, after listening to the Kirk Cousins show, just decides not to show up. He says, you know what? Oh, do you think it's because he called Adam Thielen the best player in the game?
Yeah.
Oh, my God, that just hit me right there.
Yeah, I just put that together as well, and I think that's 1,000% the reason. Like, all right, well, screw this guy then. I might as well pile on while I can. He stinks. Everyone knows he stinks. And he's not throwing me the ball, and he's not giving me any praise either.
The Kirk Cousins show on the Minnesota Vikings website is what initially was the straw that broke the camel's back in Stephon Diggs' mind and said, I can't take it anymore. Oh, my God, that's definitely it. That's definitely what it is. Because he said Adam Thielen is not only the best guy or whatever, the best wide receiver, he's one of the best players in the entire game. I have to be able to get him the ball more. And his little co-host was like, oh, thanks for saying that. Didn't even know that Stephon Diggs was just sitting at home, tapping his leg, listening to this. This mother, that's what he was saying. This guy thinks he just can't complete a pass to Thielen. What about me? I got mitts that are the size of this box truck, and he can't hit me for crap. That's definitely what happened.
I think so.
Oh, we need another Kirk Cousins show. There needs to be another Kirk Cousins show immediately. They need to drop another episode, and he's going to have to apologize to Stephon Diggs now for saying that Adam Thielen, who he originally thought was mad at him, is upset about blah, blah, blah. Now Stephon Diggs is upset with blah, blah, blah. Wait until he says something about that, and Dalvin Cook's like, wait a minute. Hey, are you going to say anything about me being our only offensive threat for the first? What about big country Kyle Rudolph? What if Kyle Rudolph doesn't get any praise? This Minnesota Vikings team might as well not even show up this weekend. Oh, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. Imagine if Chuck Pagano went out there, though. Gosh. And he was like, gosh, our special teams are incredible. Matt Overton, really good snapping the ball. Adam Vinatieri, obviously great. Just love everything our special teams is doing. I'd be listening to that and be like, wait, what did you just say? That's what Stephon Diggs is doing.
Yeah.
So can you blame him, I guess, if you're Stephon Diggs, who has one of the most notable plays in NFL history? You got paid. You're a big-time wide receiver. You would like to be treated with more respect, I assume, nationally for his talent and ability. And now your quarterback, who has stunk, who a lot of people are calling
a stooge and a sellout.
is piping off on his own show, talking about how one of the other wide receivers, who you're probably friends with, by the way, Thielen and Diggs are probably friends with each other. You have to be around each other a lot. It just goes on this glowing rant and refuses to acknowledge that there's another guy on the field like Stephon Diggs. Kirk Cousins just can't win right now. He can't complete a pass. He can't apologize properly. And the guy is making $84 million guaranteed, and everybody's like, what are we doing with this Michigan State guy here? The world is burning down around the Vikings organization. That is definitely what happened.
Yeah, I think so.
Would you trade him?
Can't win with him. Who, Kirk?
No, Diggs. If you're the organization, do you go, hey, well, we got 2 highly paid wide receivers, but we can't throw to either of them. We're a run-based offense.
But then this is just like the Steelers where you're banking on Big Ben. So if you trade Diggs out of there, then you're saying this is Kirk Cousins' team. We're on Kirk Cousins' side. Then once you make your bed, you kind of got to sleep in it. I don't know if Tommy John's going to come up and bite Kirk in that, but he might not be able to complete a pass forever. That's definitely the case, too. Stephon Diggs is not happy that he was not even mentioned in that Adam Thielen apology.
I mean, it's tough, but we are reaching the point of mutiny in the Vikings locker room where Kirk Cousins, they may hold him down and beat the hell out of him with batteries and socks the next time he comes into the locker room. Knock a little sense into him, maybe.
Ty's a throwback. But that is a weird locker room. That is a locker room that I would like to be in. That is a locker room where I think I would do well in, by the way. Where as soon as Kirk Cousins walks in, or as soon as Diggs walks in after the Kirk Cousins show, and you're like, Diggs, you all right? And I would probably say, you heard Kirk Cousins show? And he'd be like, yeah, man, dude didn't even say anything about me. I'm like, all right, let me put a pin in that. And then as soon as we get in the team meeting room, I'd be like, hey, Zim, your Diggs not even getting mentioned on Kirk Cousins' show? Just lay it all out there. Just lay it all out there. Because then when you do that, everybody has a chance to address everything, either in the locker room, in a team meeting room, in the cafeteria. You have to have somebody on your team that is liked enough by enough people and also has the gut sack enough to be like, hey, Kirk, I mean, you kind of threw Diggs under the bus there. You basically said that he's nothing. Do you feel that way? Oh, well, I didn't mean to do that. I was like, I think you should maybe go talk to him. That's something you should do. That is a real locker room guy's job, by the way. That is a real role on the team to smooth things over. If guys are fighting in practice, let's call it out. Let's smooth this over. We're all in this thing together. Anthony Gonzalez said in the first hour, an NFL locker room is a beautiful place. It is a sacred place. You got people from all different walks of life. Stephon Diggs and Kirk Cousins, I would assume, have 2 very different backgrounds, but at the end of the day, they have to come together for a common goal. It's much like America. And if Kirk Cousins and Stephon Diggs are on outs right now, somebody has to figure out a way to bring them back together. And that's where you hope you have a good locker room guy in there that can do it. But if somebody refuses to show up in the locker room, is that a lost cause? Do you trade Diggs and say this is Kirk Cousins' team? Or do you go, oh, this guy stinks at football. This guy's really good at football. Do we just deal with this awkward situation for the next few weeks until we let Kirk Cousins get the hell out of town, pay him like he's an NFL coach for the next 5 years, which is what we have to do, and turn over a new leaf? I don't know.